Hi guys, welcome to RPA Gyan Guru session. I'm Pratika. I, along with my co-host Sadaf, will be hosting this event tonight. So let me tell you a bit more about tonight's session. But before that, let's have a quick introduction about RPA Gyan Guru session. Guys, RPA Gyan Guru series are live webinars around the topic of robotic process automation. This is where we invite industry stalwarts to talk about RPA related topics. So let me introduce our distinguished speakers for tonight's session. Today's session will feature two speakers. Ahmed Bansal from Wipro will be talking about RPA in finance. For those of you who are curious on how RPA can help in finance, Ahmed will be sharing case studies on how RPA can be utilized in finance. He will join us around 8 p.m. Next is Dinesh Bhogle from DXC Technology. He will be talking about how to scale your RPA projects and take them to next level. Before we begin, let us lay down some ground rules for this webinar. The speaker session is expected to be of 30 minutes. So after the end of the session, you can post your Q&A in the chat window. If you would like to ask the question at the end of the session, you can also text me so I can, ask it at the end. The session will be recorded for internal use and it will be available at some later date. So if you're not fine with the recording, you please can sign off the event. You can introduce yourself in the chat window, but advertising is not allowed. So we will begin our session now. Let me introduce our first speaker, Dinesh Bhogle. Dinesh has earned a master's degree in computer application. He has extensive proficiency in emerging technology such as RPA, artificial intelligence, cloud, digital transformation, and analytics. He is a certified TOGAF professional in addition to various sophisticated RPA and AI certifications. Prior to joining DXC Technology as a solutions advisor, he had a career with Grid Infocam, Larsen and Turbot Infotech, Rave Technologies over the span of 19 years, in various roles of consulting, solutioning, and delivering the complex, innovative digital enterprise application in diverse domain areas. He possesses an ample area of knowledge on machine learning, artificial intelligence, NLP, cloud, and OCR technologies. He is keen to learn the emerging technologies and want to be a technology evangelist. So over to you, Dinesh. You may start the session.
Thanks, Pratika. I would like to share my screen. Okay, fair enough. Thanks. I got the access. Let me. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Warm welcome to this event. Okay. I'd like to thank to Abhinav and the team for organizing this kind of events in this pandemic situation going on. Definitely, these events are going to help us to get more information in the related to topic, which is RPA right now, which we are targeting. However, this event will definitely help you to gain a lot of takeaway points which will help you in your career growth, or maybe a professional decisions to be taken in the professional growth. Okay. So before I begin this, I will just want to, I mean, already Pratika has given the background of that. So I just want to brief about my on the RPA journey. Okay. So I had been working around 4 to 5 years in this RPA space, and work with a different domain, banking domain, insurance, and I played multiple roles as well in that, starting from the solution architect, in a delivery, and a pre-sales activity as well. Okay. So this session, which I have seen some attendees list, and they are basically, I have seen there are multiple mix of people, starting from more of like strategic people are also there, mid-level managers, and as well as the developers. So this session, as I had prepared based on all this mix of levels, so it will be advantage for all of the team. Okay. So I mean, this will have the this context. To set the context, this will give you the more informative information about the RPA and the intelligent automation. Okay, this will help you to some key takeaways, which will basically helps you in your career growth to take the decisions basically. Okay. And what are the current markets, what are the new basically tools being used. Okay, so these all information you will basically take away from this session. Okay. So to start with, what I'm going to cover is this is a brief agenda which I'm going to cover in these 30 minutes. Okay. So what is the intelligent or process automation? Just deeper of what, not only just definition, but how that evolved, and what different elements basically under this intelligent process automation. Okay. Secondly, how this intelligent process automation journey in this digital transformation, where we are working on this we are in the fourth industrial revolution. So which is about digital journey. So how the IPA, basically intelligent process automation journey, is being into this digital transformation. And next point would be more of like framework and technology stack, which will help you to see what are the different technology stacks being used, frameworks are there, for overall this intelligent process automation. And after that, we will have how to leverage this IPA in your organization. Okay, so there are few key pointers which will assist you to take these into your organization, maybe from a strategic decision or maybe from a managerial perspective, who want to implement that in the team. That will help in over there. Okay, and finally, we will have one use case which will showcase all end-to-end how the intelligent process automation being can be used. Okay, and finally, we'll conclude it. Okay, so to start with, the first, what is this intelligent process automation? Okay, so before directly jumping into this intelligent process automation, I would want let's take a step back and understand how this technology has evolved. Okay, how this journey of in this process automation or intelligent process automation. Okay, how we have arrived at. So I'll just take you a bit history back, a few elements of how this historical the evolution of this technology. Okay, so if you can see this screen, it has shows you that how the different decades the industry has evolved. Okay, evolved. So if you see the first industry, which is the in 1760, I will not go in much deeper in this. I'll just touch base to have a base understanding how it has been evolved. So the first industry, usually it was more of a use of water and steam power to basically the mechanized productions. Okay, which was in 1760. Let me just get the pointers. Yeah. And in the second, there was an after 8 9 decades, there was an invention of the electricity. So there was a electricity use of electricity power to create these productions. Okay, in industry two. And in 1969, again a few decades later, the electric and IT automations were used for making the productions. Okay, and now the fourth currently into it is
Dinesh, you're not audible.
okay.
Yeah, yeah, but
Sorry,
I'm saying now you're audible.
I'm not audible.
Now you are. Now you are audible. Yeah, for a second, the voice went out, I guess.
Okay. So, okay, let me repeat it quickly on this. So I was just talking about the industry one, where basically use of water and steam power were used to mechanize the production. And after 8 9 decades, there was a second industry revolution came in, which was morely use of electric powers in that for the mass productions. Okay, and industry three, which basically more of automation and computers and electronics, where we basically the productions where basically automation where use IT where use electric was used for the productions. Okay, and in industry four, where which is the we are into right now, is a digital revolution basically, where it's a big change in overall because the way we are using these technologies in your day-to-day life in the business. It's a basically it's a represented, I can say it's a represent the convergence of the emerging technology. Okay, this is a new era of technology where we are going to use the AI, ML, and everything. So we are moving towards industry 5, but this is where we are currently lying. But if you observe these four, basically all these four revolution, there are some base elements why I mean that this revolution was being went is revolving it. Okay, and the very first element was the customer expectation, which has been throughout in this, which has to change this revolution. And the second is was the human productivity. If you see that this decade and decade, the productivity is getting improved. And if you see in the current fourth revolution, this RPA is one of them, which gives you more human productivity. Okay, then another is the collaboration innovation. Obviously, for about two expectation, getting the customer expectation and human productivity, there are a lot of innovation happens, and because of that, they have been able to fulfill this. Okay. And doing that, giving that innovations, definitely the products which was there, it is getting enhanced day by day. Okay, and it's bringing emerging technologies into these products and getting enhanced. Okay, so this is a quick brief about that. Okay, so now if you see, being in the industrial four, how is the current business? Okay, is basically business leaders are investing into this the emerging technologies. Okay, which is basically must needed in this industry 4.0. Okay, so I'll just give you this is one of the research which is done by the KPMG. Okay, and they shared they says that the enterprise investment is happening in intelligent process automation, and alike technology is expected to reach 232 billion by 2025, as compared with 18.3 billion which was in 2019, and we are in mid of 2020 now. However, the expectation is by 2025 it will be I mean more than 100 plus 150 plus percentage would increase in this. So the enterprise or business basically they have started investment in this IP in intelligent process automation, and RPA is one of the basically I would say the first step or maybe first ladder to for this intelligent process automation. Okay, so I'll just move ahead. Now we'll just see how, I mean, we, as this, the investments is happening in this intelligent process automation, we have to understand what this intelligent process automation is all about. Okay. So what is this intelligent automation? Okay, so currently this is really going to be a very critical and integral component of your core digital transformation strategy. As you might be hearing, everything is going digital, and every organization and enterprise basically they want to do that transformation. Okay, so the intelligent automation is going to be one of the critical and integral components in that. So what that bring is nothing but is the new innovative technologies, okay, which is maybe a computer vision, cognitive automation, machine learning, robotic process automation. So as I mentioned, the RPA is the first element of the intelligent automation, but intelligent automation is a bigger world, is not just an RPA. Okay, so that is going to be an next basically an core engine for our the next generation basically operating how it will be going to operate this. Okay, so what benefits you get from this all is majorly the customer journey will be simplifying by having the processes, business processes, maybe speeding up the process, making it more effective and cost effective operations. This will help as a business as well as maybe and maybe customers as well. Okay. So there are three elements of intelligent automation which I just want to break into these three component. One first is the RPA, okay, and the second is the AI, and third is the digital process automation. I don't know whether this you are able to view it or not, but there is a third element which is in the bottom, which is a digital process automation. Okay, I'll just go in deeper of each of it. Okay, so we will see what is all about. Okay, so now to again as a comprises of this three elements where we can say we have the intelligent process automation. Okay, so what is the first? I mean RPA. I mean I think most of you are I think aware of this robotic process automation. But if you see how this has been evolved, again we it's now termed as a process automation. But previously we were doing some kind of this kind of automation in your day-to-day work, which we were doing it through like to give you an example, you were using word merge functionality in MS Word, which was generating an emails in a 2 or 3 steps. Similarly, we were using a macro and all that. So that automation basically, which was more of an individual perspective. However, this robotic process automation has evolved in a such a way now it can be a work for a end-to-end process as well, a business process, which involve multiple application, which involve multiple activities in it. Okay, so if you see what exactly they do, it's a mimicking the human action, helps reduce very manual and labor-intensive task. Okay, which is more of repetitive task, which there is no much productivity in that. That all can be addressed with using the RPA. Okay, used to automate the routine tasks such as data extraction and cleaning through existing UR, but not only limited to this, it has more capability. It can do a lot more things. Okay, but I have just put up a few of things right here. And what the basically gives you is more of speed and efficiency on the table. It brings out that. Okay, so this works on creating the data. Okay, so usually human was making use of to applications and generates the data maybe in a back office. If you have seen multiple operations happens and they create the data. However, the AI, if you see, which is more onto the data. Okay, it relies on the data. If your data quality is high, if you have a good digital data, the AI will basically be a next step. But that's why the AI is in currently in basically being used in different organizations. Previously, since the data quality was not good because there was a lot of human errors, some kind of data, maybe an error prone data. So AI was not being in that full fledged at that, and even currently everything is being getting digital. Okay, so the AI is basically works on that majorly on data, okay, which is there. So that is another level of automation. We can say analyze the data in the way the human could not. Okay, we will have some technology stack and maybe a framework where we'll discuss bit more detail. Okay, what it does is more of recognizing the pattern in the data and learn by themselves. Okay, and basically take the decision intelligent. So there are a few things like cognitive agents, ML, NLG being used in this AI part. Okay, so these two elements, and the third one is the digital process automation, which is nothing but if you want to take this automation into an enterprise level. Okay, so there are some softwares which provides you to orchestrate these all together and create the enterprise process, which can be tracked, which can be easily work in the agile approach. It can be deployed and all. Okay, so a typical, we'll see some tools which being used under this digital process automation. I have in a subsequent slide. We can go in deeper of that. But what does it gives you is that it business users to create low code, no code applications basically. Okay, so you don't need any programming language over here. You can just use some tools and drag and drop and orchestrate and create the business processes. Okay. Fine. I'll move ahead. We will park. I mean, if you have any questions around on these slides and as well as the previous one, we will keep that points. We will have discuss it bit later. Okay, in a Q&A session. Okay, so now I'll just so now we have understood what this IPA is all about. What are the different elements in it? So just going more one step ahead to understand how these elements are going to help us into this digital transformation, basically the fourth revolution which we are into it. Okay, so intelligent process automation journey. So if you see this is not basically if you see this here, we have basically a different I mean ladders of how the automation has been. Okay, which where with the very first ladder is basically a virtual assistant here. Okay, and as then the complexity is growing, basically these ladders are there. So if you see this virtual assistance is something which we were being using in our day-to-day life in as I was mentioning that word merge, then we were using Excel macro recording. Okay, so this was just for our individually personal manage activities which we were doing in our basically our day-to-day life. Okay, we were, again, as a macro Excel macro, we were doing a lot of calculations, lot of day-to-day activities. We can easily merge, create a macro and keep it ready so that our basically we can utilize our time into different area. Okay, so this was just helping us for a small activities to automate. But now the step ahead, which is the robotic process automation, which is not basically it's basically enhancing the to a process level, not only on individual activity level, but it is more from the business or organization level. We can do the automation. So what basically major pillar is like back end and front end automation. Okay, these two where you can front end is nothing but again a desktop automation, and back end is basically we can say in the background we can go with any applications and keep this automation running behind the screen and do that and run that 24/7. Okay, so so this basically you what kind of automation or they do is basically the based on the rule base and component. Okay, and very importantly, if you see this, they are in the previous the first virtual assistant where we were doing, it was just an automation we were doing, but we were not able to track what, when it has happened, what, who had done, and kind of thing. So here, that's the beauty of this RPA, where it has bring the element of the monitoring governance. Okay, where we can see multiple robots running, which robo has utilized fully, or whether when robo had stopped the work. Okay, that kind of monitoring, that kind of governance, which is basically is available now. It has been matured so much that these tools, Blue Prism and all that, they give that kind of governance. And that's the I would say the major point, because this automation was previously also were there with the tool of like Selenium and other tools where we are using for automation, but there is no governance on monitoring aspects was previously there. However, in the current tools, RP tools, we have got that, and that is a big difference why the organization is being using it now. Okay, so not so after if you see further level, second ladder is basically more into, now we are into this RPA from last, I think 5 to 6 years, and now, and they have evolved, they have basically groomed a lot, and now they have moving into steps of basically how to make them very how to make them I mean, we can say this RPA is a kind of a dumb bot, but now we are making them as a how they can learn by themselves. Okay, so for that, this machine learning can come into picture. Okay, what it does is whatever data which RPA can brings up, based on that data, it will make that bot learn by their own using the algorithms and all. Okay, and furthermore, not only limited to that data, but if you go ahead in the advising robots, it's a cognitive computing, which may be a computer vision. Okay, maybe we can say more cognitive behavior we can bring it to the bots, and that's the future basically. Okay, where this cognitive computing can be on a basically unstructured data as well. Okay, so this is the going to be the journey where we are right now train bot and learning robots in between of that. Okay, and these learning bot and advising bot robots are still basically getting evolved. Okay, so moving ahead, this slides give you more into futuristic way this RPA or AI, intelligent process automation, will be. Okay, so we need to be aware of this, so that our basically the decisions would be going to be in maybe in 5 years, or it may be a decade, it may be. Okay, but we need to know what things are going to be there in this. So what this is nothing but the level 0. Okay, which is enhanced RPA. Okay, RPA is one, but now we are talking about the future, what it will be. So enhanced zero is nothing but where we will have a screen recorder to with the visual flow designer. Okay, so there are few, if you see in UiPath, there are some screen recorded, but that is not that effective. Okay, there are a lot of bugs or maybe limited functionalities, but in the future this will be one of the key feature which will help you to record your business processes, and maybe it will automatically create your scripts, automation scripts. Okay, whether you click on a mouse, using mouse, you click on some action, you type in something, that all will get recorded, and will get automated scripted. That is what will be the level 0 of we call as an enhanced RPA. Okay, moving ahead, there will be level 1, which will be more from a language and a context awareness perspective. Okay, where use of natural language processing tools will be used, and the OCR, where data will get extracted from that, understanding the context for which domain or which specific area it is. Based on that, the automation may go and create the process development as well. Okay, it will be so enhanced that they will be able to understand and fix the validate the data as well, basically, and looking out the context. Maybe if it is a specific insurance or a business or a banking, so specific domain, it will be able to contextual understanding will be done in that enhancement. Okay, Next to that is the intelligent process awareness, and this is another level of futuristic, basically, where automatically identify the process flows in your new system. So the process discovery, if you see, there are few tools of process discovery which basically ask us to record what you do on day-to-day basis, and they create the whole process flow, and automation can be created. But that too, again, that all are again in initial stage, I would say. But in the future, it will be a kind of a full-fledged, where if you put that process discovery, it will generate your all automation scripts basically, and we may not need to code it, or may not need to create the scripts of it. It will automatically create it. So understand the UI changes and make the dynamic process changes as well. Okay, so it will be so enhanced that it will automatically do that changes. But again, this is looks like I mean, at this stage, it looks like how it will be done. But yes, at maybe after 5 years or 10 years, maybe it will be a kind of automation will be there. Okay, also it will document as well. Okay, whatever the process, it will be automatically document that all, and will be ready with this user guides kind of. And the finally is the automation process optimization, the third level, which will be it's kind of a suggestion, make a modification to process to improve overall flow. Okay, so you have already automation in that, but by going the all operations, it will automatically assess that and come up with the suggestion, and basically uh, can take in modifications, approval, and do that change to improve the overall process flow as well. Okay, and you can see automatic orchestration of multiple bot to optimize the process. Okay, this is at some level we do manually right now in a control panel of Blue Prism or whatever in UiPath, but in the future it will be orchestrated and manage the different bots as well. Okay. uh, so how this going to help in this digital transformation? So these are the key digital transformation business benefits which usually you will be getting it. Like customer experience is one of those, using the virtual assistant bots, using the natural conversation. I think Yes Bank has launched that chatbot, okay, which was majorly doing a natural conversation. Okay, and so this will boost the customer experience. Again, I would say this is it's again evolving. It's not in full-fledged right now, but this is one of the element which will give the I mean, experience of the customer perspective. It will be benefits with that. But if you see, the RPA is already giving that. Okay, because of the kind of speed and accuracy, the response to the customer, they are basically, that's one of the element which is currently enterprise is giving to this customer experience. Next is the digital globalization. Yes, as this is a digital world, or we can say digital journey, revolution. Every organization are moving towards that, and for that they need to collaborate, because they cannot. Every organization cannot have that kind of skills updated in their organization, so they need to collaborate with different digital skill, or maybe different virtual workforce. They need to bring that virtual workforce in nothing but an RPA, you can say. So digital, basically, humans are already there in this, but they want to bring the more digital flavors in, and to perform the operations. Okay. Next is the operational efficiency. Obviously, this RPA, AI, ML, basically this is going to improve these overall operational efficiencies by giving the accuracy, as well as keeping running in 24/7, and the speed. Okay, so this, and one thing is very important, the leadership and culture. This is something which every organization need to understand this change, because this automation technology has, as I said, this is a big change in the overall industry, and the way we are working, the way not only in the business, but at the in a day-to-day life as well. So this change has to understand, the culture has to be adopted, that things are going to be changed, and we, based on that, we too also has to be very much flexible to adopt new technology. You cannot be stick to one technology and keep going. You need to be flexible enough. Okay. Then I'll jump into more from a technology perspective now. So what are the frameworks typically comes under this intelligent process automation? So these are the key frameworks which organization will be having to run this intelligent process automation. Okay, so RPA is already RPA is already being taken. Almost 80 to 70 to 80% of organization has started and getting that benefit of use of this. Okay, machine learning analytics, people has started investing in this. I mean, a lot of basically COE has been set up. A lot of POCs are being getting conducted. Okay, so a lot of things happening in this ML and advanced analytics part. Third is the smart workflow. Here I was just talking about the digital process automation. The smart workflow is nothing but someone might have heard about BPM tools. Okay, so same thing here. These are the tools which basically helps you to orchestrate and basically bring together the automation plus your human actions can be basically hands off together, and enterprise level we can have one big platform which can be or maybe enterprise level we can say it's a platform where you can see your operations, how effective it is, and where all the improvisation required and all that. It's not just one element of RPA, but it has multiple elements can be connected into one workflow. NLG, this is an engine basically where where we'll have a seamless interactions between human and technology. Okay, with the like generating a text from the voice to text and all. Okay, which these are typically applied in the financial analysis and reports and basically getting more insight of the financial part. Okay. And the last one is the cognitive agent, which is again, as we were talked about chatbots, which may it's kind of which will keep learning by their I mean itself, continuous learn and build a vocabulary and understand the unstructured data, and based on that it will respond to the customer as well. Okay. So moving ahead now, I will go one by one of what all the tools or technology platform or framework being used in each of this. I mean, these RPA, you might would be aware of it, because this the Blue Prism, Automation Anywhere, and UiPath are these are the leaders in the quadrant right now in the Gartner quadrants. Okay, and most of the organization using these three tools, Blue Prism, Automation Anywhere, and UiPath. And again, this beauty of this, again, as I said, one is the RPA SDK, which gives you to generate the bot, but at the same time they give us you the control room, the governance, monitoring, which will help help out you to create the MIS reports and monitor these bots. How is the utilization? How is the productivity of the bots? Okay. And works and automation edge, these are a kind of niche players in the same RPA area. Okay, so there are many more, like we have datamatics, which they have come up with their own bots. Okay, tools basically. Moving ahead to this AI. Okay, so we have a Google AI, which is basically it's an AI platform, and it brings out all the AI related assets into one roof. Okay, this is by the Google. It's an open source where we can go and explore all AI elements, and we can start using and do exploring it. TensorFlow is one of the open source again, where we have a lot of machine learning algorithms for the which we can utilize and go on working on it. Okay, we can do all multiple POCs we can do based on that open source platform. Okay, H2O, basically this is another basically I would say the platform which gives you the AI elements to engine basically, which helps you to build your use that platform to build your AI applications. And Vital AI is one of the organization which provides you AI as a service. Okay, if you want to use like the way we use AWS and all SaaS and PaaS based on as a service base. So this also allows you to use the AI elements as a services. Okay. Now K2, so smart workflow. This is what I was talking about. This K2, APN 9 Tex and Pega. These are the tool. I mean, Pega is one of the leader which is already in the space where they come up with this kind of a workflow, smart workflow, where we don't need to code. Okay, again, it's a drag and drop kind of similar as an RPA, but it is more into more enterprise level and more where you can do a human. Handshaking as well in this basically you can integrate that. Okay, so this K2 is one of the is currently leading and fast and basically allows you to quickly build your workflows with just in a drag and drop way. Okay, so machine learning again, as I said, TensorFlow is one of the open source. Similarly, Keras is having the having the basically again natural or maybe the I would say the algorithms. Okay, which is neural network algorithms are basically available in the Keras, which we can utilize. Apache Spark and Impala is these are the more from analytics tools perspective. Spark, which is morely used for the big data analytics, okay, and basically Impala is a parallel SQL processing can be done using this. And then natural language, these are the two which you might be knowing, Google and IBM Watson. So we use Google many times that AI assistant. IBM Watson also brings that same similar one. These are the two one other which allows you the like NL area. Okay, it's a platform which combining the cutting edge technologies, basically techniques of data analytics, AI. They bring into one platform which we can utilize. And the AI, this AI is a wordsmith as a organization which brings which has the NLG engine, okay, which will help you to convert the text into voice, voice into text in a quick way, I would say. Okay. And lastly, this cognitive agent, these are the tool which helps you to build the bots. Okay, one of them is the dialog flow, which will basically gives you easily create your own bots. Okay, and Conversica is another one where morely from a customer experience perspective, all the UI elements and all, basically it gives a good experience, customer experience point of view. So you can build that bot over there as well using that. Chatful is a Facebook one, which helps you to create a chatbot of Facebook chatbot. Okay. And bot C5 is online. Again, it's another automated chatbot online tool which you can leverage it. Okay. Okay. So going ahead, so I will not just. This is more from a strategic. This slide is more from a strategic decision pointers. I would say I will not go in detail of it. Like I will just keep because we have a time limit on by 8 o'clock we have to finish. I have to discuss one use case with which covers all this. Okay, so I'll just not go in detail of that. I'll just keep it for a minute and I'll just quickly talk about which are the important one. Okay. So this has to organization has to make sure start evaluating the different elements of this intelligent process automation in their work areas. Okay, they have to see adequate capital, resource, time, and basically allocate to retain the skill, reskilling the and upgrade the staffs with this IPA technologies. Okay, and then once this all setup is done, like COE and everything, then you need to start establishing the IPA business cases in your organization. You need to look into that. Okay. Lastly, this is ensure change management program, because this is again a very important. We will build the bots. We will build the multiple bots for doing the automation. But if a small change come in, we have to build this change management program and plan and manage the transitions accordingly. Otherwise, it will be a huge impact later on if any changes need to be done in that. Okay, so I'll just now move to the one use case which I want to just cover, so that all the elements of this IPA, how usually get used, okay, in the business processes. So we have to we have taken one example of this insurance. Okay, so if you I'll see the layers, very top layer, which is talking about how the insurance business process is all about. Like, we starting from business acquisition, then we and underwriting and policy servicing, and claim processing is a third element, and a billing. Okay, but if you see in each of these subsections, what usually challenges we face in these business sub processes. Okay, so if you see these business acquisition, there are a lot of inquiries come, new insurance. If someone want to get in, they do the inquiries, what is the premium and everything, right? So a lot of things basically requires average handling time basically to handle the complex customer queries. So one who are existing, they would also come and ask multiple queries on that. Okay, so this is the challenge. Okay, and we will see how this challenge basically will help in this. But let's talk about the challenges in each of the business layer first. Second is this: once you get the policies, there are a lot of extraction. Whatever the policy, we get a scan copy, you get different things, and then you need to extract that data from that. So that is a huge volume, variety, and velocity of unstructured data, which usually be another challenge in the business process. Okay, so how do we tackle that? We will just see that later. Again, once you get the data, you need to organize that as well. So we need to tag it. You need to keep that matching in the legacy system. We have to update that. Okay, and once everything is done, then actual the claim processing start, which is nothing but a repetitive work. Every once your or data are organized, based on that the processing happens. Okay, and finally you increase the customer queries across the multiple channels, maybe your documentation, maybe a phone message or email or all that stuff. So to address these challenges, let's go one by one. So these are all the IPA elements where we say that digital plus human workforce. Not only the human will be able to do this all, we need is a digital workforce as well in this. So our first very digital element is the chatbot. So chatbot will basically is being placed to answer the customer queries now. Okay, so the day by day this will get right now. Previously it was more of like questionnaire based, but now it has been enhanced, and using this NLG, there is little bit of natural talk can be happen, and they can ask that questions, and chatbot can respond it. So here, and these chatbots again, this is 24 by 7, so you can easily handle any loads basically, and can respond it to the complex queries as well. Okay, now these chatbots are basically, if you see the underline to answer these queries, they have to integrate with different systems. So that's why these integration of APIs will be there to to connect with this chatbot, so to answer that. Okay, so this will address basically this the first business process element. Secondly, if you see the huge volume, variety, and vector, how do we basically, the OCR is a technology which where we are whatever the scan documents are there digitally, to make it them digitally, we'll scan it. Maybe OCR technology will help you to convert that into a digital data. Okay, not only that, now the ML and cognitive will bring into that to understand the data, and basically recognize the pattern, or maybe relate that data for which and based on that they can be do a tagging and pushing into a different application. Okay, the legacy application where it needs to go. So that this is the workflow, smart workflow thing, BPM tool, which maybe see why there are, like, one way is directly putting into automation and store the data, but at some level there are financial data, there are some decision happens on data, may require some approval as well. So this BPM will help you to get the approval, human actions will taken care, and based on that it will go ahead. Okay, and then these core applications, legacy application, once the data need to be fed in, So here RPA will be used, which nothing but putting the data into the systems, or maybe fetching the data from the system and building some and doing that processing for the claim typically. Okay, that will be a repetitive work which will be done by the NRPA. Okay, and at the end there is an analytics basically, which based on the processing operations which has happened, data which is being got, there will be an analytics will be used to do the basically to take the decisions in the futuristic call. Okay, so which will help this analytics. So that's the benefit you will get: enhance the customer experience. We will get the call center cost reductions. Basically, more productive work will be done. Your process is going to be more efficient now. Okay, your regular compliance can be easily incorporated. The accuracies is basically increased. Okay, and better managed in controls. Okay, so overall this digital and human workforce, we will have this kind of journey. Okay, so we this is one flavor which I want to give from all the elements of IPA, which will help you to understand how this works. Okay, I think having I think this was my last slide. So I think I've covered all the session now. Now I'll just keep this session open for Q&A. And if you want to have any, if you have any queries, you can reach out me anytime on my email or your phone. You can basically reach out to me anytime. I'm open to help. Yeah.
Guys, so if you have any question, please post them in the chat window.
So Dinesh, thank you for the very nice session. I do want to know one thing though. So when we talk about intelligent process automation, being a RPA practitioner, I know when you talk about RPA, you're talking about maybe Blue Prism or UiPath. But what kind of tools are there for IPA?
So when I say IPA, as I said, this IPA is not one element. It may be ML. You maybe have an AI. You might have a smart workflow. So that the leading tools which I have shown is basically this. This is the IPA. Okay, the AI. If you see, there are open source. I have listed on a few of them, but there are many more tools. We can connect back, and I can help you on that. But if you see, the Google AI is one all the AI elements we can use, and it's a platform which is given by Google to explore. Okay, TensorFlow is another where, as I said, a lot of open algorithms are there. We have to use this and take it up. So again, when you say IP, again, as I said, these are multiple things in it. So you need to take which area you are working, and based on that, you need to choose the tool. I hope this answered. But if you want to a specific thing, let me know. We can connect offline, and I can guide you which tools are basically which area you are looking out, and I can help you on that.
Thank you, Dinesh, for
Hello.
the session.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Abhinav and team, for giving me an opportunity as well. Okay. Let me stop my something else. Okay. This is